If you spend a good chunk of your day glued to a screen, you're probably looking for a chair that won't leave you with a sore back, that feels easy to adjust, and that actually just works without you having to become a professional ergonomist. The last thing anyone wants is to splash out on a seat that looks sleek but ends up being a daily reminder of why you wish you'd spent more time reading reviews. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've been watching the office chair market for a while, especially as more people turn their dining tables into workstations. The biggest hesitation I see is the fear of buying a chair that promises personalized comfort but delivers a one-size-fits-all experience. On the flip side, there's the risk of over-engineering a chair that has a mountain of adjustments but takes 10 minutes to find the right position, or a digital finish that looks modern but shows fingerprints after the first coffee spill. The Haworth Fern executive office chair tries to sit right in the middle of that line, and the way it actually performs in a real home office setup is what matters most. First off, who should consider this chair? If you're a remote professional who needs to sit for 8+ hours each day, or a freelancer who moves between a laptop and a desktop with occasional conference calls, the Fern's ergonomic design and built-in lumbar support are the kind of features that can make a tangible difference. The chair also includes an adjustable headrest, which is useful if you tend to lean back and take short naps between client meetings or if you have a habit of watching webinars with the screen slightly higher than eye level. On the other hand, if you're only logging a couple of hours a day, or you already have a decent mesh chair that you're comfortable with, you'll probably find the Fern a bit more pricey than necessary. Similarly, if you're a very petite user under 5'2" the seat depth and overall footprint may feel a little roomy, and you might have to use the height adjustment more aggressively to get the right posture. Let's walk through a typical day with the Fern. In the morning, you roll it out of the storage closet and plug it into the desk. The chair arrives fully assembled, which is a huge relief compared to the countless frames that require a screwdriver and a half-hour of wrestling. The digital knit finish feels soft to the touch, almost like a high-end fabric over a mesh, but with the added benefit of looking cleaner on camera when you're on Zoom. After you settle in, the lumbar support automatically aligns with the curve of your spine as you sit upright. What's nice is that the support isn't a hard plastic pad you have to position manually, it's integrated into the backrest and subtly encourages a neutral spine position. One of the practical strengths that shows up when you actually use the chair for a few weeks is the range of adjustments. The seat height moves smoothly with a pneumatic lever, and you can tilt the backrest forward or backward without a clicky feel that many other chairs have. The headrest adjustment is a simple knob that lets you raise or lower the pad without having to detach any parts. These adjustments feel intuitive enough that you won't spend the first half of your day fiddling with the knobs while trying to meet a deadline. I also appreciate that the chair doesn't have an overly aggressive recline angle. You can lean back a little to stretch, but you won't end up in a lounging position that makes it hard to get back to work. Now, the hidden trade-offs. The Fern's digital knit finish, while stylish, does tend to show dust and pet hair more readily than a typical woven fabric. If you have a cat that loves to sit on the chair, you'll notice it more quickly. The material isn't exactly waterproof, so a spill will need to be wiped away promptly to avoid a stain. Another practical weakness is the weight of the chair. At roughly 55 pounds, it's not something you can easily slide across a thin carpet. You'll want a solid rug or a hardwood floor to keep it stable. This isn't a deal breaker, but it does mean you have to think about your office layout before you bring it home. From a value perspective, what you're paying for is not just the aesthetics but the integrated ergonomic features that usually require separate accessories. The built-in lumbar support, the headrest, and the smooth adjustment mechanisms replace what many brands sell as add-on packages. If you compare the cost of buying a basic executive chair plus a separate lumbar pillow and a separate head support, the total can edge close to what Haworth charges for the Fern. That's where the real value lies, bundling those comfort elements into a single, well-designed seat. So, who should skip this chair? If you're on a tight budget, or you have a very small workspace where the chair's footprint feels imposing, you might.